So I woke up this morning with like a post-nasal drip, which like happens to me at least once a year, but it's usually when like the seasons change. Like I'll get them in like December, you know, like when winter hits. So I don't know what's going on with my body, but like I woke up this morning and I've been like grappling with it all day. And then this afternoon, Matt is like, oh, you know what? Let me go to the store. I'll get like some ginger root. I'll get some honey and I'll make you some tea. And I was like, wow, it's incredibly sweet and considerate of you. So he does that. He goes out and does that and he comes home and I look at the shopping bag, and inside of the shopping bag, in addition to the ginger root and the honey, he bought a fucking like Star Wars Lego. And I'm like, so there was an ulterior motive to you caring about me today.
These hoes are so fucking disloyal.
I know.
They would
I love that you... Sorry.
No, that's just like it's like it's a Trojan horse, but it's an AT-AT. It's one of those little walkers.
It is literally an AT-AT. It is an AT-AT Lego. That is literally what the Lego is.
Okay, hell yeah. I love knowing how deeply disloyal hoes are.
That doesn't seem like disloyalty to me. It seems like he did something very nice for you and he got himself a little treat. I probably would have done the same thing. I don't think it'd be Lego Star Wars, but like, I don't know, if I was going to a 7-Eleven and they had a Blu-ray selection, you know,
he was like grating
like
the ginger,
like
and
a
I was
Sonic
like putting,
the Hedgehog blind box. I'd probably snag that.
He was like grating the ginger, and I was like putting things away on the counter, and I looked into the bag to make sure it was empty, and I saw the Lego, and I just looked at him, and he just like looked at me like I was about to get mad at him.
He did the "don't hit me" face.
Basically, and I'm like, I see why you volunteered to go out. I get it. Anyway.
Now's your chance to Ewok the fuck out of that Lego, though.
No, seriously.
Next time he pisses you off, smash it.
Yeah. Once it's complete, just get a spear, put a little bandana on your head, make some fucking gibberish noises, and then just smash that
I'm out of
fucker.
ginger tea, damn it.
I tie him up, and I'm like, do you know, Matt, do you know the sound of when a Lego bends just a little too far and you just start twisting the leg? Do you know what a Lego scream sounds like?
I thought we could put this together as a couple, and you're just snapping them.
I'm eating them when he's not looking.
Joel used to do that. Joel used to chew on Legos, and you couldn't use them anymore.
Ow, dude.
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck he did that. Ask him next time he's on.
Hey man, were you eating Legos? Just curious.
No, he wasn't eating them. He was just chewing them. He did this for years.
The end of my story is that I like took more pseudoephedrine than I'm supposed to take because like one wasn't working, so I took two. I'm high as hell.
Nice.
I'm very jittery and uncomfortable.
Hell yeah.
That's the gateway to meth right there.
Yeah.
Smoke a cigarette. Take the edge off.
That might literally kill me in this state.
You know, we're approaching midlife. Why not start drinking lean regularly?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, go!
Hello and welcome to SWIMFANS. This is your number one drug doing podcast, but not in like the fun, interesting way. I'm your co-host. I couldn't stop staring at Warren Beatty's lips. I'm Josh McKenzie.
Oh, I'm Craig, wiggling your wiggler, piggling your penis or whatever that private detective says.
Piggling your penis.
Well, he's right. He's like, I'm gonna make you a fake ID, but you're gonna be a penis wiggler, and
I think it's like a dick wagger or something.
A dick wagger, a Peter Piggler. I don't know.
A penis piggler.
Can't remember. That was gonna be So I kind of got that out. Yeah.
Love, mother, father, home, enemy, happiness. Jennifer Hawkins.
This week on the show, we are talking 1974 Alan J. Pakula film, The Parallax View.
Just do it.
Okay, so if you haven't seen The Parallax View, this is a movie about a guy named Joe Frady, played by Warren Beatty, and he's a reporter. It doesn't seem like he's a very good reporter. Everyone tells him how third-rate he is a lot of the movie, but he is a reporter. And his friend, right at the start of the movie, his friend is at an event where an up-and-coming politician, a senator who's going to make a presidential run, is hosting like some sort of like gala or fundraiser or something. And at this event, one of the waiters shoots him to death, like assassinates him. And when this shooter is trying to get away, because, oh, by the way, this is happening on the Space Needle. That's important. Happening on the Space Needle. So the guy, after he shoots the senator, runs on top of the Space Needle and it falls off. So he's obviously killed instantly. Joe Frady's friend, she begins to get very scared. Multiple people in the months since the senator's assassination have died. And all of the deaths look natural or at least accidental. But this woman is pretty sure that they're being murdered because of something they may or may not have seen at the gala. So she goes to Joe and she's like, "Hey, I'm terrified. People who were at the gala are dying. I think I might be, in the crosshairs." And he's like, "You're paranoid. You have woman madness. There's nothing happening to you." And then he like goes through all the causes of death of the people, and again, they're all like, plausibly accidental or natural causes. So, but then the movie sort of smash cuts, and this woman is now dead. They say that she had a ton of barbiturates in her system and was driving, which resulted in death. But now Joe's like, damn, she was just in here saying that she thought she was going to die, and here she is dead. Pretty quickly after that, another victim passes away, and this one's a judge. So Joe is investigating the case, and when he's investigating, the sheriff and like the police of the small town they're like eyeing him. They're like onto him, and once Joe starts to investigate this judge's accidental drowning, the sheriff tries to accidentally drown to kill him at this river and make it look like an accident. But Joe is able to get away, and the sheriff is instead killed. So Joe goes to the sheriff's house after he's died, and he's like rifling through his belongings and stuff. And he finds these like forms. It's like a questionnaire for this like parallax. It's called like the Parallax Institute or something like that. And it's like a questionnaire. It's like you see, I don't remember what's on there. It's like you feel bad when you're mean to people, and then you rate it 1 to 5. It's like that kind of questionnaire. And
you see a turtle on its back in the desert, and you're not helping.
Right. Is that awesome? So Joe takes this test to like a psych professor, and the professor's like, well, here's what we'll do. Okay, we have a stable of psychopaths here at the college. We'll just get one of the psychopaths to take this questionnaire for you, so you'll be sure to get like the perfect psychopathy score on the test. You'll be marked as a total empathyless guy. So Joe allows them to do that. And they send off the parallax test back to Parallax, the institution. Joe continues to interact with other people who were at this political gala, and he goes to some guy who has like a yacht, and so they're out in the middle of the sea, and while they're out at sea, the ship fucking explodes. So everybody on it is killed, and the news media reports that among the dead are indeed Joe. But what we know immediately is that Joe is not killed because he shows up at his boss's office, and his boss is like, "Hey, they're saying you're dead," and he's like, "Yeah, let's just pretend that I'm dead for a while so I can investigate easier. So just don't tell anybody. We're just gonna roll with it." Meanwhile, he is reached out to by the Parallax Corporation. They're like, "Yeah, you're the right kind of crazy for us. So why don't you come on in?" And so Joe comes in, and they show him this like Ludovico technique style video that's it's like flashing text and images. It was Jennifer's intro to the episode. Those are like the words that flash, and then it's like images just of things. Like there's like Holocaust imagery. There's like off the top of my head, there's like members of like the Klan. I think there's images of like Martin Luther King. It's images without any relation to each other that are both very positive and very negative. And so they show that to Joe, and they're like, "Did you like that? How did you feel about that?" And they sort of measure the way that he responds to that. Anyway, so after that, Joe catches another Parallax guy leaving the building when he does, and he follows him to the Burbank airport, and he boards the plane. And he's pretty sure he sees the guy put a bomb on the plane, okay? But when he gets on the plane, the assassin is no longer on there, and the plane has taken off. So then there's like this short sequence where Joe is trying to like subtly tell somebody that there's a bomb on the plane without causing like a panic. So eventually he is able to alert like a stewardess somehow, and they turn the plane around and land it back at the airport. Oh, that's why. Sorry. On this plane is another senator. Another senator who's sort of like another up-and-coming political figure. Sorry, that's why there's a bomb on this particular plane. There's this other senator is going to be assassinated, but Joe is able to alert them. They land the plane, everybody deplanes, and the bomb does go off. The plane explodes, but nobody is on the plane, and therefore there is no death or political assassination. So after this, Parallax is like, "Hey, we know that you're this guy who's been reported dead, or you're not who you say you are. Why?" And then Joe is like, "Oh, I'm actually this person." And he gives them just like another incredibly flimsy alias. And they're like, "Oh, that's awesome. Okay, we believe you this time." So that sort of like pacifies them there. Joe's boss is murdered. I think they figured out that he's gotten too close or whatever. And then the final like set piece, Frady is at the Parallax Atlanta location. And this is his first job for them. He's supposed to be doing like, I don't know, security or something for this other politician. And while he's there, he sees that there is other assassins, like a sniper in place. And so this politician is about to speak. It's a rally. And this politician is murdered at the rally. Joe finds the sniper rifle, and he realizes at this moment that he's been set up to be framed as like this assassin. So he tries to escape this building, like he's escaped. We've already seen him escape multiple hairy situations in the movie. And right when he's about to escape, he's confronted by like a cop, a secret, I guess it wouldn't be Secret Service, a cop or something, who kills him. And the last scene is people being like, "Oh, Joe Frady, a crazed lone gunman, was found with like so many anti-American propaganda things in his apartment." And like they thought the devil was telling him to like kill this politician, whatever. Just like all the things you always hear about lone wolf shooters, especially in the mid-century. And then so Joe is dead, and he's been blamed for this murder. And they've made him out to be an insane obsessive. What did we think of Parallax View?
I chose this. I really like this director's film, All the President's Men, about Watergate.
The Pelican Brief.
And The Pelican Brief. Yeah, can't forget about that. That has Denzel, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. And I think this director is a master at creating mood and tension and thrills through like, you know, just being in an office with kind of bad vibes. Yeah, like I love the way that this movie eschews any kind of like interiority of the character. It is fundamentally not interested in like this guy's motivation. We just know that like propelling him is suddenly, you know, the specter that he might be killed. You know, he's perhaps convinced of it now and wants to learn. And aside from that, there's no other idiosyncrasies. You know, he orders a glass of milk at a bar, which is freak behavior. But aside from that, we don't get a lot from him, and I think that's great because he's a cipher like for the audience, right? We get to experience like the unraveling of the thing, even though it doesn't particularly unravel. I think it re-ravels. But yeah, like the cinematography is fantastic. You know, the way that the director uses shadow and silhouette. The push in, the initial push in on the Senate like committee, you know, talking about the assassination, and then the final kind of like pull back. You know, it's the same scene duplicated, right? first we learn, you know, we
yeah.
believe this waiter freak acted alone, and then, you know, at the end it's like, yeah, we believe that the main character acted alone, paranoid, you know, that the senator's gonna kill him or whatever. But yeah, just like, I think it's yeah, if anything, it manages to establish a mood of like really impressive anxiety. And I think I'm a sucker for these kind of thrillers. You know, like this is post JFK getting his head exploded, and yeah, I think people's trust in American institutions has been, if not like completely eroded, then like severely eroded. And like all the kind of like inexplicable, just insane, like the utter confusion, the unknowability, the kind of black box that is the Kennedy assassination, forever like changing one's relationship to the American government. And the assassination happening like during the 4th of July. I mean, for all these fucking senators have just fucking price tags on them. You know, this big, like fantastic, like empty room that's set with like red, white, and blue tables. You know, there's the flipping of the sign to George Washington, to fucking Abraham Lincoln, and all these like signifiers that don't fucking mean anything. They're so fucking hollow. And yeah, like he eventually ends up, you know, in this perfect, you know, thriller denouement. It's like, no, you and that's actually one of the first things I thought, like, because in the beginning, when the Fetterman character gets ganked at the Space Needle for being too radical, we don't know what party this guy's part. we don't know what party
he's too goddamn independent.
Yeah, the suit isn't bipartisan enough. We need to, but like, you know, I was like, how does one find oneself as a patsy? You know, because like the waiter that does the assassination, and then there's like the other waiter that's like in the wings that nobody sees. You know, also pulls the trigger on this guy, but you know, the patsy fucking rolls off the Space Needle, which is great fucking establishing, incidentally. Just like, here's a fucking set piece for you. What if a dude fell off the Space Needle? You know, it's really fantastic. But I'm like, how does one find oneself as a patsy? And this movie kind of answers the question by like trying to figure things out, right? Like dig in and you know, trying to learn the truth, and the more proximate you are to the truth, you don't understand anything. In fact, I love the word parallax. You know, I learned that, or I feel like I first encountered that word in an old like DSLR camera textbook, right? It refers in this case to like the difference between what you're seeing through the viewfinder and what the lens is seeing, right? Like two different things. Or even, you know, looking down the scope of a rifle, right? Like where your eye is in relationship to the crosshairs is going to change what's at the center. And I love this idea of optics and you know, like getting too close to the thing and the thing gets obscured, and yeah, you've actually potentially been successfully Ludovico techniqued. Yeah, I think just as like cumulatively as a mood piece, as something that's like anxious and you know, somewhat frightening and tense, I think it's kind of a home run. Yeah, I really dug this.
Yeah, I really like this as well. I love Warren Beatty. He's a documented freak, but he's like I find him to be a really compelling watch in like most things he's in. And like what really got me here was like the like big assassination set pieces. Like they're like extravagant like murder vistas and video game levels, and like the movie does such a good job of like setting up the environment, the people, and like the proximities to each other. And like, I don't know, it's so much maybe fun's not there. I had fun watching it unravel, but obviously the subject is pretty grim. I love it as like, you know, a relic of the time, like post JFK, when like no one fucking trusted the government. Politicians were like dropping like flies and stuff. I just think it's like sort of like a really great pressure cooker environment to like set like a fictional thriller in. I love the Parallax Institute. Is that
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, they're awesome. I love them. I love that like their shadowy industries can just like spring up for like extremely specific conspiracies and stuff. Like that's so much fun that like there's like we just do fucked up psychopath shit. Like you call us and we'll do like high profile shit for you. Like I think that is pretty amazing. The like brainwashing montage was absolutely my favorite part of the movie. It goes on for so long and it's like so intense and it's like very like unsettling in like a really unique way. With its like juxtapositions of all of these icons and stuff. I love that it kind of doesn't really seem that relevant to the rest of the movie, other than like you get what the point of it is, but like it's not. I don't know. There's something kind of like unknowable about it, and I really like that. There's like a screaming face in there that is so unnerving. It completely transfixed me, and I kept hoping they would show it again so I could get like a better chance of like recognizing it from somewhere. But like I really didn't. I had no idea because like obviously there's a bunch of like historical events in there, but like I had never seen that before. I don't know. It could be a original thing for the movie or whatever, but yeah, I thought this was like a great new Hollywood. It's like sweaty, paranoid political thriller. I had a really good time.
Yeah, I feel like because this is 74, so this was like sort of like just after Watergate too. I think Watergate was like 71 or something. So like not so yeah, right on the heels of the JFK assassination, like a decade earlier. Right? Yeah, I think 64, like a decade earlier, and then Watergate, which was I mean, we have bigger scandals in Watergate like every Tuesday now, but like that was really big. Was really
it is
big
crazy.
But this was such a like interesting time, especially like in art and filmmaking, because like there's like a level of this level of sort of like high strangeness that goes into like these 70s political thrillers. I think it's really special. Like, I mean, people don't conceptualize of politics in this way in the 2020s, like in a world where that MK Ultra happened and there's like documentation about it. It's just like conspiracies are just different. Like now it's like, there are aliens inside of the Earth's center. There's lizard people inside of the hollow moon. It's just like it's stuff that like it's stuff that's like has to continue to like grow and get weirder and weirder to top itself. But like for a brief time here, I feel like it was a very paranoid time in American politics. And so as a result, the thrillers have a high degree of strangeness to them that I think is special, and I think probably won't be repeated again. Because like I don't know. There's no like mystery left. Like I feel like everyone has taken for granted that every American institution has like a paramilitary branch that will kill you. So it's no longer like wouldn't it be crazy if there was a paramilitary branch of the government that would kill you. We just know that happens now. But yeah, it's I don't want to say naive because it's not naive, but like it's interesting to see like an older time in politics where like this was so like the movie thinks this is unbelievable that like somebody would assassinate a politician and that there would be like some sort of company whose job seems to be to set up patsies for the state to get rid of inconvenient politicians. And it's charming that is the whole conspiracy. I'm like, again, that's like a Thursday.
Yeah, that's what Pete Buttigieg was doing at McKinsey.
Yeah. And that's I guess that's why I sort of like regret that everything is so hyper normalized now, because it's just I think this would be a great time for paranoia. I mean, we're more heavily monitored than ever before. There are cameras everywhere that feed right to the State Department, but like at the same time, everybody like knows that the government kills people, and also everyone thinks that the moon is hollow or it's denser than it should be. I don't know. The moon is wrong in some way. the moon is not as it should be.
They're lying to you about the moon.
Yeah, because because people's material conditions are so fucking bad that they have to make up things like the moon is wrong. Anyway, but the movie's great. I enjoy how like sort of tense it is. I agree with Craig. I love that the movie like does not give a shit about this guy Joe. I love that this becomes very much like a plot driven thing. Like there's no thought given to character. So instead, you just watch this guy sort of implausibly escape death like 5 times until he doesn't. And I think that's really fun. I love that he's like a C-tier local journalist from Oregon, and he's like taking on the American government. I think that's pretty fun. I love that this is like a time where you would just have a stable of psychopaths at your local college for the psychiatry department to study. They're like, yeah, we'll just get one of the fucking psychopaths to do this test for you. Don't worry. we keep them in this room over here.
Throughout the business college.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just next door. It's really convenient. Yeah, I like everything about this. It's like tense. I really, sort of to echo Jennifer, I really love the like the Ludovico montage. I think that's like really creepy, but it's also quite slick. I think I like to imagine, like, the movie doesn't tell you what exactly that's supposed to do or what it's for, but it's very upsetting to see. Like, it has like a creepy vibe to it. Yeah, I don't know. I really like the whole movie. I like the plotting. I like the just the little situations that Joe gets into.
Yeah, I mean, the film manages to keep, I think, because we're, I think rightly so, denied any kind of characterization. We need something. We need things. And again, like, we're like at the Space Needle. Then suddenly a dam is open. It feels like impossibly large. And like this, the scale of a dam releasing water, I think it has never been rendered so like frightening to at least to my knowledge. It's bouncing from one just bizarre set piece to another, and I think that's like super critical. Keeping this like tempo of visual interest, along with the creeping kind of ratcheting up of the conspiracy. Like it's a beautiful movie. Again, like a lot of silhouettes. I mean, my man's apartment is just it's like he doesn't have a light in it. The newsroom that he works in, no one else works there except for his boss. And it's always like it's permanently like 11 p.m. Like, it's just not. There's just a vibe like throughout that gets established and maintained in a really lovely way. It's like these like really like the collapsing of time, I think, is really critical, right? He's in his apartment and he's talking to his ex-girlfriend or whatever she is, and she's convinced someone's trying to kill her, and he's like, yeah, come on now, buddy. And then that just slam cut to her dead body is amazing. It's fucking like, it's so impactful, and this movie does a really fantastic job of, again, like, keeping up the interest, the tension on the airplane. Like, you're like, is the bomb gonna go off? Is the waitress gonna get to or is the flight attendant gonna get to the napkin before the bomb goes off? Because I think that would be ideal. Just like in terms of like pacing, cinematography, incredible. And like, that division, I think, in the end, in the final set piece of this like impossibly large
it's crazy
airplane hangar space.
Yeah.
There's like this like empty red, white, and blue, like, sorry, I'm coming back to it, this empty red, white, and blue tables, this fucking marching band that's playing to no one. I mean, I get that they're rehearsing, but like, it's like all this spectacle for nothing, for a kind of cavernous room, and then you have this, like, the rafters, and the rafters are just wreathed in darkness.
It's so graphic.
Where everything like down below them is so like evenly lit, like everything's under like a fucking fluorescent drop ceiling, you know. But like up there is just it's shadows and it's people, it's movement, it's sound, and it's like that division between like those that are orchestrating and those that are like victim, and that like when that final senator gets shot, you know, he's on that little fucking cart and it just careens, you know, just like pathetically careens off into the tables. It's really elegant, and again like getting us from the 0 point of like this fucking playboy dipshit, whatever, to you know, this guy with the rifle at his feet is like, oh shit. Like I even had this moment, I'm like, oh, did he pull the trigger? You know, like did they Ludovico him? But it's clear that they needed a patsy for the thing, and they found one. Yeah, just like tempo, pacing, like it's just the craft on display here, I think is intense.
In addition, I feel like it's really like economical with like its pacing and like how it pretty briskly keeps moving, but it's like edited so tight that like it all feels cohesive. It doesn't feel like you're being like rushed through it. Like it kind of like allows a space where it needs it. Like there's that whole on the airplane, he goes into the bathroom and writes, "There's a bomb in here." And then like he goes to leave, and then there's a guy waiting. He's like, "Fuck, I gotta erase that because it's gonna be obvious that, that it was me." And then he, you know, I don't know, like they show the planning and like the follow through and the stop start, and I don't know, it's good. It's really, really well done.
Yeah, I think like to sort of like just add on to that, what I was struck by in this movie is there are so many, because I mean, this isn't a long movie. I think it's under 2 hours, and it is quite economical. But then like, especially at like the latter half of this movie, you get these, I'm thinking of like there's like this really long shot of like the Parallax Corporation like lobby, and where he's like going up the stairs, but it's like an incredibly long shot of him just like going upstairs. And then like that political rally at the end of the movie, like it loves this really, really like ultra wide down shot of like the rally floor. And I think like these like incredible shots that the movie just holds on like for minutes after minutes, sort of like reinforce what like you're saying, Jen, is like you're able to like have this movie where there's no point A to point B like travel, like because he just goes from like one weird incident to another, like pretty much just a smash cut from like not dying in the dam to like being on like a bomb plane. Like that's kind of just like like A to B, but like these like the movie finds these like really long shots of like interesting graphic interior architecture that like for me I think like somehow adjust the pacing so it's not too fast. Like it gives you like this sort of a moment to breathe because it's a long shot, but also like it's just like you're just like in space, and like the spaces are always shot in a way that like they feel more like shapes almost, and like a place that you can like inhabit, and it just like I don't know, it like rebalances the movie from like event after event after event, and then you're like, let's look at a banister for 3 minutes, and you're like, let's do that. I love this ceiling with all the the lines in it that are converging. So it's an incredibly interesting filmmaking technique that almost seems like shouldn't work, but it does, and the movie feels appropriate as a result.
I thought it was funny, the one bit of characterization we do kind of get of Warren Beatty is that he is like his ex comes over and tells him the situation, and he's just fucking some young girl. It's like so
oh right,
absolutely, like make sure when you show me people know that I fuck. Like it has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
Oh, and the woman that plays his ex crushes it. She has like just kind of that one real scene, but like she's so good, like being paranoid and being like, "Oh, this is going down. I'm next." Like
she as a character, as a device, needs to pop off for the audience to understand the gravity of the situation, and like the performance realizing this frantic frantic anxiety, the looming specter of her own death, the willingness to just like, let's go to Alaska, we need to talk to this fucking guy that might have an answer, because I'm gonna, I think there's like, I think there's ways that performances like that can be corny, but it's so naturalistic. She's trying to get like a fucking lighter out of her purse or something, and she just keeps shaking it, but she can't find what she's looking for, and there's a real just desperation to that performance. And again, it lasts all of like 2 minutes, but it manages to set that tone of anxiety, because God knows, like, even our lead, even when he's getting like fucking thrown comically around a bar, like he's a rag doll, he's barely emoting. We don't really get to see him like recoil in terror or anything, but like this one character gets to have this big emotional moment, which like sets this like baseline of like anxiety. It's impressively deployed, like right in the beginning there, and also impressively performed. Yeah, it's like essential. It's essential to the formula,
I think you can tell that it's like really like on that line, because if you added different music for like the moment where she's shaking her purse out, or if you added like a different like sting for when it smash cuts to her body in the morgue, it would be a comedy beat. Yeah. Like if like if you did like the It's Always Sunny like interstitial music when it cuts to her body in the morgue, like you would expect Joe to be like, well,
like the match cut in Final Destination 3 where they're in the tanning beds and it becomes their coffins.
I think that's, for me, like that's how you can tell it's truly like the mark of something that's like really working, like living and dying on its timing, is if you could swap the music out and make it like something really funny, it's really clicking.
Curb Your Enthusiasm theme.
Yeah. I love that. I mean, this is the 70s, so like there weren't other politicians, but like I like that the two politicians are like functionally the same guy. Like they don't like. I had to look. I'm like, is that the same guy? Did they just like cast the same senator twice? Like, is like a meta commentary on American politicians? But no. It's two different guys, but they're so similar looking that I thought it was sort of like a faceless commentary on American politicians, but I think that's just the way that politicians were in the 70s. So it's just the same white guy who's 58.
Yeah, like as soon when before our girl, our canary in the coal mine, meets her fate. When the senator and his wife disembark from the fucking parade, she's like, you two just look so fucking fabulous, you're just like the perfect picturesque, how do you look so good? And it's like, wow. We're really fucking hitting hard with the whoa, slow down there. Don't want to gotcha this fucking guy. But yeah, it is really amazing, and like that specter of the senator, we don't know anything about him other than like he's a fucking maverick, he's a fucking John McCain, he's a fucking guy, and that shit is just so empty, And when the senator at the end gets up to the podium to kind of rehearse what he's gonna do, like there's his little speech is playing on a reel-to-reel, but he's like talking about just like Jack Nicklaus on the fucking golf course. He's like practicing his golf swing. It's just like, this like completely empty person, right? Like, we have this like fucking like North Korean ass, like, what if all the people turned the panel and it made a giant face thing?
Mm-hmm.
Like the mass coordinated spectacle of a political rally, of like patriotism. And this fucking guy can't even be bothered to like not just fucking light a cigarette and practice his, mock practice his golf swing. Like pretend to like he can't pretend to be interested in like the generic lofty like this isn't about me, it's about a movement shit. You know what I mean? Like it's just the like the farce, like the farce of like a parade, the farce of the parade in the beginning, the farce of the political rally in the end. Like it's all just empty, like empty signifiers. I think that's one of the things that's interesting about like the Ludovico technique here, is that like we're seeing the Klan, we're seeing lynchings, we're seeing MLK, we're seeing Hitler, we're seeing the White House, we're seeing like kind of Norman Rockwell-ass America, but also the Great Depression, and it's like enemy, but things start getting confusing, right? It's like home, and then you see the White House, and it's like, well, no, it's like saying a word too many times, and it starts to like lose its meaning. You know what I mean? Like we're just like we're seeing, and that's the thing about it too, is we're seeing the same image like maybe like 3 or 4 times in some cases, and it's like it's just starts to like what it signifies just gets like hollowed out, and it's just a kind of like it all becomes a holistic, like as a whole it's nothing. It's a bunch of bluster with like no like substance inside of it, right? Because it's just like images of America, or like ideas, like images that are incredibly loaded on their own, but like as a kind of like carousel become like just utterly they become stripped of meaning. And I think that's where I find a kind of resonance in that, right? It's like America is like a Potemkin village, you know? It's like the fake facade of a building, and there's like nothing behind it but like the struts that are holding it up, you know, like a fucking movie set.
I feel like you can almost see in this movie like the okay, so you know how like the last decade a big problem is that like people have to be like retrained like to expect their politicians to like do things for them, and like they expect like politics to like work. I think it was probably around this mid-century time. It was probably like Vietnam, actually, where like there was this, I don't know how it happened. I obviously wasn't alive, but like there was like this campaign where like politics they become an aesthetic practice and not a political practice. So like I don't even know that the movie's saying this. I think it's just the politics of the early 70s where like it's just like, the senator is too damn independent. You don't know what it... And I mean, the movie doesn't need to lay out his platform for the movie to work. It's not what I'm saying. But like, he's like too damn independent. He's not a liberal and he's not a conservative. We don't know what he is. But he's political for sure. And that's...
Definitely.
Yeah. And then the Ludovico technique is like, here are things that are extremely evil, but also things that are very good. Wouldn't it be interesting if they were sort of strung together? And it to me, it almost feels like this sort of like an expression of the beginning of this, this aestheticization of politics as opposed to any sort of practical application of it. And it's made manifest in this because, like, I don't know that the movie has politics, which perhaps that was an intentional choice, so that the movie is as tight and as like universal as possible, which I can't say that I disagree with, actually. Because like it doesn't need like a strong political message to work. But the fact that there aren't like any politics even at like the edges in the movie makes me wonder if it's just like this was sort of the beginning of this vibes based political milieu in America.
Oh, that's interesting. I got a lot of Adam Curtis vibes from the Ludovico reel of like just text and politically charged imagery.
I've been meaning to watch that one like really long
there's a
series
few
that he
of them.
did. Can't get you out of my head.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, I can see that though. It does sort of seem like a early precursor aesthetically to that. Yeah, I think like maybe, I mean, we've talked about it a bunch, so I don't think it's an undersung part of the movie, but I think like what's really impressive is that this movie could have been, I think, pretty like bog standard visually. Like I think this could have been like played pretty straight, just sort of like not too much of like a visual like zazz to it. But like I was really amazed at like Pacula here seems to find ways of shooting architecture and like interior spaces that, like I said earlier, just make it really like graphic and bold in a way that I think is really interesting. Like maybe architecture in the 70s, especially interior design, was just like a little more like that. So it was maybe easier to do. Those sort of like rafters that Craig was talking about earlier, pretty much any interior space that isn't Joe's apartment, like his boss's office is like exists in like a black void, but like you're fenced in by like these strong verticals of like the paneling in his office. Again, the Parallax lobby, there's these incredible like leading lines because the ceiling has these very sterile fluorescent lights in them, and there's these big like black borders between them, and so it really becomes this very like graphic image on screen. And then I already talked about sort of like the graphic quality of the rally space at the end of the movie, but like to me, like that's such an interesting like sort of understated style to bring to this for something where you sort of could have done just sort of like a bland realism. But I don't know, it seems like there are moments of aesthetic flourish that were like a nice little treat, like a chocolate chip that I got while watching the movie.
Yeah. Especially that last one. That was such a like a, I don't know, charged conspiracy spectacle. Like it almost looks like a diagram drawing of like when you see like when I don't know, when you're on like the Wikipedia page for like the Umbrella Man, and then they have like the whole plaza, and like that's where the Umbrella Man was. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. It feels like a Pepe Sylvia chart. Like the movie manages to channel that, which I think is interesting because it would be that feeling would be quite contemporaneous to the movie coming out. So this sort of captured it really early on. Mm-hmm. You guys said you've done other Pacula movies. I don't think I've seen The Pelican Brief.
Good. Yeah.
I like it. It's a classic with my parents. One time I went home and I was looking at their Amazon Prime, and like the recent searches were like Pelican Brief free. Is really wanted to lock in on that one.
They're watching that fucking Pelican Brief.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Robert Redford and Dustin Hoffman are Woodward and Bernstein in All the President's Men.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I don't think you ever see Deep Throat. I think Deep Throat is also just like a silhouette in that movie. No,
I've actually never seen it.
If I'm recalling correctly, yeah, this dude loves silhouettes. He's really good at it. That door at the end. That fucking Matrix door.
Oh, so good. Yeah.
That was
the
awesome.
Keymaster door.
Yeah. It's like freedom and release from this fucking game is beyond it, or maybe even the truth, but no, there's a guy with a shotgun there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's so bold that I think it goes even beyond like a neo-noir sensibility. It's like full like graphic. Like it's like that guy's just a shape who position keyframes into the middle of the door. And it's a very interesting way to do that.
And it's so good too, because it's like who is it? Like it doesn't matter. It's the guy they brought to kill you. You know,
right,
like
yeah.
It's so just clear that the identity of whoever is shooting that gun does not matter. It's like the next guy.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Yeah.
I love those shots of like the board at like that whenever they're like giving the report. It's like a panel of people existing in like a black void. And then like it slowly zooms in or out or whatever. It's like such like a amazing graphic decision of like creating this, I don't know, like faceless like panel of liars to come out and tell you misinformation to your face. And it's like, yeah, I don't know. That's great. I really liked this movie.
And in being dislocated, they're like the Zilla people in Evangelion, right? They're like monoliths.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was
You
gonna
know?
say they're like the magi. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean they're unassailable, you know, and you know the fact of like, you know, this is not a press briefing. You're not asking questions. Like there will be a time for questions, but that time is not now. You know, that like just definitive, like disconnected from like any kind of being dislocated from space, also being like dislocated from any kind of like like attempt at like assailing their verdict, right?
Or accountability,
Yeah.
anything.
It's just it's absolute because they exist in a kind of absolute, you know, and who they are doesn't even really matter. Just like the members of the Zilla Council and Evangelion don't matter. They're just like they're guys that say that this thing is like it is, and then it is that way.
They're the suits.
You know? They're the suits, yeah. And I do love our G-Man here. The closest that we come to our G-Man is the guy that just like is hanging out with his shoes on in Homeboy's bed. He's very small. He's very he's not an imposing character. You know, he has a kind of like a nondescript office worker thing to him, but like with that kind of diminutive like frame, I don't know, comes a kind of I just think he's perfectly cast. He's not imposing, and I think in that way he is imposing. You know, he's let himself into your apartment. It's very G-Man from Half-Life. You know, he's he's simply
unbound.
He no clipped into your bedroom. You know, and you know, just, you know, perfect little suit and nice little haircut, and yeah, he loves that you're a sociopath. and he's aware, like there's an air of like he knows so many things that you don't, you know, that air of knowing. That's also a really important performance, I think. You know, he is like literally the only representative of like the unseen kind of abyssal institute or whatever. Just perfectly nondescript. Yeah,
that's really, it's interesting because like when I saw the movie, because Mr. Parallax or whatever is like, hey, we know you're lying, that's not your fucking name, and then Joe's like, oh, my name is actually the exact name that I gave you before, but I've changed a syllable, and Mr. Parallax is like, oh, okay, that's fine. And I was gonna say something like, oh, in the 70s you could just fucking lie and nobody knew, but now but obviously now that we're talking about it, I'm like, oh, they just didn't care. Like they probably did know exactly who he was, and it's like, it doesn't matter, we're gonna frame you for murder. You can think that you've successfully bamboozled us.
That's the whole thing. That's all. Like you don't even know when you're playing Half-Life 2 that you're fulfilling the G-Man's contract, you know. And thank God for the Vortigants, right?
Yeah. I don't know what that means. Yeah, I gotta watch more of these. I love this sort of vision of political thriller where it's just like you're basically fighting aliens or something.
Yeah.
Like they're just they're so supremely unknowable that you might as well be fighting like demons.
So this is part of a trilogy. I don't know if I think it's informal and maybe like something that like I don't know, was constructed not by the director, but it includes this, All the President's Men, and Klute, Klute with Donald Sutherland, which I have not seen, and I really now I'm very keen to see it. So yeah. Also a thriller thing, a political thriller.
I'll say that when we did what was it, 3 Days at the Condor, I told a friend of the show, Shannon Strucci, that we were watching it, and they were like, oh, you guys got to watch Klute. Klute's the moment.
I've had a copy of Klute forever.
Hell yeah.
You've yet to get Kluted?
I have not, no.
Haven't Kluted myself.
I Klute myself.
Well, do you guys have any final thoughts? I mean, I thought this ripped. The whole thing was so brilliant in its sparseness, but then it has surprising lushness, I think, where I personally didn't expect it. Interesting movie.
Yeah, thought it was great.
I like the scene of the corrupt or like corrupted sheriff who's like, I got you a fucking sandwich, man, and he's like, oh, thanks, you're all aces in my book, and he's like, oh, but bad news about the dam keeper doesn't exist. And then he swipes him with the fucking fishing pole. Like, it's a really and I love that because it gets Dukes of Hazzard. I forgot to mention that I love the Dukes of Hazzard cop car chasing cop car thing. Yeah, those axles are not okay.
Yeah.
But just in terms of like chase sequences, and especially like of this era. Like car shit, like Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry. Yeah, I love to see a fucking cop car drive, super fast off a ramp and go over a couple hay bales. Yeah, so that slapped. Love that.
I think it's super funny. Like if you're gonna kill a guy, like if you're gonna extrajudicially murder somebody as a sheriff, I think it's very funny to take them to a location where you have an equal chance of dying. Like you're like, yeah. So what happens is the dam opens and a wall of water comes out. Unfortunately, I am equally as drownable as you are, but this will totally work.
Right. Where a Bond villain would be like, I got a fucking scuba suit on or whatever. He's like, I've also put myself in harm's way. I'm also, in fact, I probably am a worse swimmer than you are.
Or just give yourself any sort of home team advantage, and you're like, no, I won't. I shan't.
Yeah.
It would be unsportsmanlike of me.
I might be a corrupt sheriff, but I have honor, goddammit.
I gave this 4 stars. I thought this ripped.
4 stars from me as well.
3.5 leaning towards 4. Yeah, I think this is like crazy solid. Like I love this. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to see more Pacula. Very interested. Well, have we any questions?
None on my end.
None on mine either.
Send in your questions. I shake my finger at you. Send them in.
Nope.
In fact, here's
nope. We are nice to the listeners. You are free to send in a question if you would like an answer.
They had 2 weeks where they had uncut niceness from you. But now we're back. I'm the violent host.
Nope. We're all 3 of us are very nice to our listeners.
Yeah, and I'm so nice.
They didn't do anything.
Yeah, I'm so nice that I'll suck and fuck them.
No. No, we're not doing that.
Josh is bad.
We're doing gentle calls for audience engagement.
Josh is bad cop. I'm slut cop.
Yeah.
We're
cop,
having
Jen
a
is
nice
good cop.
time on the podcast.
Craig is upsetting cop.
If any listeners feel compelled to ask us a question about movies or, whatever, throw it in the comment box or DM it to Craig or something.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that on any of the social medias. You can do it on the Spotify episode comments. You can send us an email. That's swimfanspodcast@gmail.com. If you have any recommendations or questions, that kind of thing, you can send it all there. The show is on all the social medias. So that is Blue Sky, Instagram, Letterboxd. Use your SwimFans Pod. Give us a follow over there. And you can listen to the show wherever you're listening to it right now. Okay. But also Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, subscribe, rate, review, all that fun stuff. We do have a Patreon. We're a little behind. It's my fault. I've had a very busy summer. That is patreon.com/swimfans. So for as low as $1 a month, you can get access to the back catalog of SwimFans content. So get caught up now, okay, before that new drops. So, there's an ongoing lore, and you're really going to want to be up on that, before the next one comes. And I am online at all those same spots. User Amons, AMONNS. The only movie that I've seen extra credit wise turns out to be not extra credit because we're doing it for future content. So effectively, I've seen no movies lately. I'm rewatching True Detective, which has been going great for me. I watched all of the first season because I had a lot of work to do last week, and now I've started season 3 again today. Wonderful television. And actually this time I'm really excited to rewatch 4, which I'm hoping is better on rewatch. I liked it. I didn't hate 4, and I thought that 4 got a lot of unfair criticism, especially since 2 exists. But I'm excited to revisit it. I rewatch True Detective, it seems like every 20 months or so. Yeah, right in the middle. Jennifer.
You can follow me on Blue Sky, diatron5.swimfanspod.com. I am on Letterboxd Diatron. I watched the movie Woman in a Box, Virgin Sacrifice.
Relatable. Tell us all about it.
Okay, so you hear that title and you probably think you know what's going to happen in that movie, and to which I would respond 75%. 75% of that movie is exactly what it fucking says on the tin. And then the last 20 minutes happen, and the last 20 minutes are fucking insane. So it's about this couple who kidnaps this woman, puts her in a box, does a lot of balaclava shit to her, right? They bring her to the beach where they drain her blood in front of her, like Terrifying Girls High School Lynch Law Classroom, that classic film we've all seen and remember, to kill her very, very slowly, they just start stealing her blood. It's revealed that this is kind of like a trick, and that's tomato juice. Not the apparatus with which they use is not explained, unlike Terrifying Girls High School Lynch Law Classroom, where it is explained. And then they say, we're actually gonna just let her go, and then we'll be famous for all in crime. We're gonna go down in crime doer history. They're gonna make true crime podcasts about this 25 years from now. And so they let her go, and then it turns out that no one really cares about them. She's not pressing charges, and she becomes this famous superstar who is doing photo shoots with different multicolored boxes, and then an original song plays. It's one of the craziest tonal shifts I've seen in a movie. I would not recommend that movie without really knowing what you're getting into, though. It some of it's pretty intense. Craig.
You can find me at Craig Neeson on Instagram and Letterboxd, CraigNeeson.com. My wife and I, she has not seen Twin Peaks, so we were watching Twin Peaks.
Oh my God.
The beautiful restored Blu-ray Twin Peaks. I'd actually never seen, because I had the DVD box set when I was younger. I'd never seen the Log Lady intros restored. They always looked like shit. I've never seen them not look like shit. So yeah, we are, I think, 4 episodes into season 1. Madeline Palmer just showed up, and Uncle Leland, it's me. So yeah, very excited to.
I feel like when you heard that your wife hadn't seen Twin Peaks, it was like the Metal Gear Alert sound effect.
Oh, completely. No. We've been talking about this and awaiting this moment for so long, And it's all the first, the original series, and then it's the return as well on Blu-ray. So of course, we're gonna do the original, and then we're gonna do Fire Walk with Me, and then do the return. You're gonna get peaked.
Babe, where are you going? There's no, we can't. There's no time to sleep. Get back in your chair.
You're not gonna believe what Bob does next.
Are you guys gonna watch the whole second season?
I mean, I think you have to.
I think you have to.
I think you gotta.
It gets rough,
if only, though.
I know. But the final episode, though.
Oh, it's amazing.
David just goes. where David just goes ham. You know, like maybe one of the more hateful things he's ever made. Yeah, I think it's necessary, unfortunately.
Yeah, like this is unrelated to anybody in the podcast, but there's one bad Zero Escape game, and everybody's like, oh, so you can skip that one, and I'm like, no, you have to play it. It sucks, and I don't like it, but you do have to play it.
Do those have continuity with each other?
Yeah, a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it is the continuation. It's just such a bad. Never mind. It's just such a bad continuation that I fucking hate it so much. I could rant about it for another hour. Well, great.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening.
Yep.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.